How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane. I'm here to give you another Pokemon Horizons episode review. Today's episode is episode 6, the Ancient Monster Ball, which will probably be called the Ancient Pokeball whenever it gets dubbed. Before I go any further, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell right there to be notified of more videos just like this one. So, for this episode, I like how the beginning episodes do recaps, like for more or less. How do I put this? I don't remember if there was a recap from 3 to 4. But I'm kind of enjoying the recaps because I totally forgot that the pendant had activated at the end of the last of episode 5. So this was kind of fun for me to just find out this. Well, not find out the information, but just be reminded. We got 3, well, technically 4, but we got 3 main things that happen here. First one, during the battle between Amethio and Liko and Roy, where they're using almost baby Pokemon. I mean, these are Pokemon that only know one move apiece, but technically 2 moves between them, Leaf Age and Ember, and they're fighting Ceruledge, or as it's known in Japanese, Soul Blades. I like Soul Blades better. And they did some nice little team attacks, but guy was like, yeah, I know your strategy now. You can't do anything when he's going in to attack, and he's switched into Soul Blades because the pendant activated, put a shield around Liko when he tried to get her with Corviknight. And as it's coming in to attack both of them, the Ancient Pokeball activates and shooting up into the sky with the pendant beam. Inside the ball was a shiny Rayquaza, aka Black Rayquaza. But this Rayquaza, not only is it special because it's shiny, it looks like it is terrestrialized, which is I hate to call it a gimmick, but the gimmick of the newer games where a lot of Pokemon get different typing based on what their terrestrialized or their Terra type is. And so terrestrializing turns them into like crystal, makes them look crystalline. I have a different tablet today. My usual one is kind of down and out right now, but oh yeah, this is just as good. Yeah, you see that? Kind of like little crystal parts right there. So this thing comes out. It handles business. Like, it distracts long enough so Charizard and Free can get to them, which they were blocked by a pair of Skarmories from Zur and Konia, which, why didn't you just use Flamethrower? They're weak to you. Regardless, it scared them off. It did enough that everyone was safe. Well, the good guys were safe. And it just flew away because Roy's like, wait, come back into the ball. No, the thing just flew off, just gone. I also like, one of the important things to note is the Pokedex, since it's on the phone. I like how we get the visualize of, yeah, Rayquaza, this is what it normally looks like, is dragon and flying type, as opposed to just in the old days where you get the Dexter voice, at least in the West, they would get the Dexter voice that says the typing. I like that it shows the typing. It's a good way for newer people or younger people getting into Pokemon to kind of associate some of these types, so I appreciated that. What's another a funny, not a cameo, but a little Easter egg, is that both Fuecoco and Sprigatito, they were pushed so much to the edge that their abilities activate, which are Blaze, and I want to say Swarm. I don't remember. Swarm is the bug version of those moves. Whenever Pokemon's HP gets to gets close to critical, gets in like a fourth, 25%, their moves of a certain type. So Torrent's for the water one. So it's water, fire, grass, bug. Those moves go up. And both of those activate, which allowed them to get a little bit more strength. So it's a good thing they know how to work together, but Soul Blade, I'm gonna call them Soul Blades, I like that name. Soul Blades has Psycho Cutter. I'm gonna assume the sneak attack, probably Phantom Force. That's probably what that move is. It's Psycho Cutter, Phantom Force. It has a bunch of moves, at least the standard 4. So they got to do a lot better. I'll go with Amethio. I forgot about one thing. I put that in my notes. I'll go with Amethio next. He's been kicked off this mission after giving a report, and I like it. I like how there's other people in this team, in this group, the explorers that's there, but they're not. It's holograms. And his rival, I think his rival's name starts with an S. I think it's Spoiler. Let me go back here. I can't remember this. Spinal, not Spinal from Killer Instinct. Spinal. He's being put on the case. They're doubting the legitimacy of the shiny Rayquaza, however you want to say it. And you almost feel bad for Amethio. At the same time, these are bad guys. Like, Amethio seems to be a stand-up battler. It doesn't seem like he cheats. Doesn't seem like he's too much of a jerk. He's just straight lace, deadpan, right? And I don't know. If he stays in this group, I can't. It's hard for me to see him staying in the group unless he has some type of blood tie to whoever, the leader, Gideon or what. I think it's Gideon. Unless he has some type of blood tied to them, I can't see him staying in here forever. And I can see the other two leaving with him. Maybe they'll actually be a new Team Rocket. I don't want them to be. I want them to be their own thing. They should be their own thing. We've had Team Rocket for 20, 30 years. Nah, you could do something different. But his whole plan is when Zer and Konia come and say, "Hey, what's going on? Oh, you kicked off?" No, he's like, "Yeah, no, we're gonna go search for the Rayquaza. I don't care. I don't care what they say." So that's interesting. Was that in? That's actually the extra fourth part I was talking about. Let's talk about part number 2, where we finally get Roy getting Fuecoco as his partner, which is interesting because they being Roy, Liko, and Freed go and talk to Roy's granddad about where he found the ancient Pokeball from. Does he know anything? He doesn't know anything. He washed up ashore and gave it to Roy because Roy wanted it, right? But we get some cute Pokemon interactions where Rockruff is messing with the Shelter. The Shelter's had enough. Bites him on the tail. Murdoch is saying, "You're going to turn into a Slowbro." And I think the ship's engineer, Orla, she goes, that's not how that works. We get Charizard giving Fuecoco a Pokeball because Fuecoco was looking at the berries that Roy had left him. Charizard pops a little Pokeball right there out of his mouth. Charizard, you have hands, but fine. Gives him a little Pokeball, basically telling him, go make the dude your partner, right? Eventually, once Molly tells them that their Pokemon healed, Roy goes out, tells him, "Hey, I want to train with you. I want to sing with you. I want to go on an adventure with you. Be my partner." Spits out the ball because he can't do what Charizard does. It was so funny because he was shaking like, bleh. Roy throws the ball, does not hit him on that. There's a little dot on all Pokeballs, whether they're Pokeball, Quick Ball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball. There's a little circle where it's the button where you hit it, ka-chink, opens up, they come in. He hit him, but he didn't hit him on the ball. But you see Fuecoco going jump up and hits it, and now they're partners. And so now he doesn't they're going to go to Paldea. So initially Roy's like, "Oh man, I won't see him for a while." And Liko's like, "No, just go with him. Come with us." Well, I got to ask my grandfather. And his grandfather had already suspected this was going to happen from earlier. So he goes and says, "All right, tell me what you want to do." And he says, "I want to be like the ancient explorer who obviously existed. I want to go and catch that Black Rayquaza. And I want to make my Fuecoco's dream come true." Fuecoco looks up to Charizard. So I want to battle with him and train with him so he can be as strong as Charizard. And the granddad said, "Yeah, because you know why? I've only ever heard you talk about your dream. You're talking about your partner's dream as well." Very heavy emphasis on partner Pokemon. So far, we've only seen the Explorers, Zer, Konia, and Amethio have more than one Pokemon. And we know what their partner is because if you look at the solicits, Zer's is Rhydon, Konia's is Golduck, Ametheo's is Soul Blades, obviously, but they have flying types, right? Excuse me. They have flying types, right? So you get Corviknight for Amethio, and you get Skarmory for the other two. But yeah, there's a lot of hammering home about partner Pokemon things. I don't know if we're gonna get these two catching other Pokemon. I really, really do. There's tons of new Pokemon. There's a bunch of new Pokemon that are actually pretty dang cool. And not even just that, there's other Pokemon from other generations that haven't been shown a ton. So I'm all for that. So that's important part number 2. Was important part number 3? No, that was actually, I guess technically I might have gotten some things mixed up, but that was technically number 2. Thing with Amethio was number 3. But the cool part is he's now part of the team. It's so funny that when Orla's trying to show him how to do the handshake, he doesn't get it right away, which I like. Excuse me. He does when they're about to go off, like take off, and he's joining them. He says, "Hey, got this flag. That's our flag. Yep, that's our flag. First order of business, you go raise the flag." So he raised the flag, and he says so cutely, during storms, treasures always wash up. And he's like, you know what? This flag brought Fuecoco to me. So you're my greatest treasure. It's very adorable, very cute. Liko was also, thinking in her head, talking about how her grandmother's pendant has brought all of them together, from the rising Voltaclers and Roy. Now they're all, going on this little journey together. It's pretty interesting. The village sees off Roy. That's cool. One thing that was touching. So when Grandpa said yes, he did show Roy. I think he gave him a backpack and he gave him a hoodie. So it's that sleeveless hoodie. It's a decent design. We get the Pokemon victory music. How I call it victory music. So after the battles, and this music goes all the way back to Generation 1 of the games, where it's do 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 do. It's the fact that it sounds like an orchestra mix too. The fact that they put that in there with the small victory of him being allowed to go off on that journey, I loved it. Adorable, wonderful. Pardon me. I'm trying to think. I think that's all the things that have happened, or all the things that did happen. Just kind of a clean cut episode, not patching up, but finishing up, wrapping up what happened last week, or should I say 2 weeks ago? Because I'm always one episode behind. I like being one episode behind. It gives me time to get these out in a decent pace. So I hope you're okay with that. That's just how I want to do it. But it was okay. I'm again, for me, the Pokemon interactions, like the interactions people have with their Pokemon, but Pokemon to Pokemon is pretty cool and and I don't want to say interesting, but it is interesting and it's adorable. I'm enjoying that all the way around. Checking my notes. I think I actually mentioned everything. So the next episode, they're training. Roy needs to train because Fuecoco wants to be Big Coco, aka Skeledirge, right? So gonna be training with Captain Pikachu, which I do like that Freed was like, hey, Captain Pikachu, here's our new guy here. So good luck training with Captain Pikachu. I also forgot, the old man found the tracker that the explorers put on the thing. And so he threw it on the ground and he says, basically telling Quaxel, have at it. Quaxel picks the hell out of this thing and breaks it. That's into that. You're not tracing them anymore. But the Pokemon seminar of the day is on Surluge, aka Soul Blades. This is probably, I hate it when I have to find pictures like this and it's always a white background. That is one of the coolest things you've ever seen. Now, it is obviously a Violet Pokemon exclusive, evolving from, oh goodness, I think it's a cadet Pokemon. I want to say it's cadet mixed with fire name. I don't remember the first form. It's just I always think just cadet. But the Violet Pokemon, not Violet, the Scarlet Pokemon version is was it Flame Mirage? Wow, I am really bad at remembering the newer Pokemon names. But I'm sorry, Armorage, not Flame Mirage, Armorage, which has armor. It becomes a Buster Cannon. They look like Mega Man EX characters, literally. Funny enough, those, not the remakes, but those, they brought those games back out for different systems. So that's kind of funny. But yes, apparently, this obviously is a fire and ghost type. When you are cut with this thing, your life energy leaks out. Pretty, they were playing this one up as it being a swordsman. The little, how do I put it? There's always like an eye catch at the end featuring the Pokemon doing whatever it's gonna do, and it has like one of those sword standoffs that you see from anime where they're facing back to back, and it had a standoff with none other than Farfetch, regular Farfetch, not Farfetch from Galar with the giant leak. My boy, regular Farfetch, which its leak got broken. Yeah, Pikachu in the background kind of watching and officiating it. But yeah, I need more things like that. I also want the Kanto version of Farfetch to get an evolution. Supposed to have one. It was hidden in the data. It was a beta. I needed to have an actual evolution just like the Galar one. But that's getting off track. But yeah, this episode, it's not horrible. We're finding the episode strides. This one, flat out 3 out of 5. Average Pokemon, not below average. I appreciate that Liko is a thinker. She's not like Ash. She's not like any other protagonist we've had. She is constantly thinking. She's saying, it's okay. I'm going to go up to, Roy's grandfather, Elder. My pendant went off the same time this thing did. You know anything? She's asking questions. She's thinking. She's funny in her thoughts because we still get Roy singing with Fuecoco, which just kind of, it's not awful, but it's not good, but it's somewhat funny. And, yeah, she's just I don't want to say a thoughtful character, but she thinks things through, and it seems like she's tries to stay on the ball. So I'm appreciating that. Where Roy is more or less the run out and go do it guy, which you need one of those. The little Poke Rap they got, Molly, the Nurse Joy, she does it. She does a good job. Good job, Molly. Better than Murdoch from last week. But yes, that is my score, my rating for it. 3 out of 5. Where you can tell this feels like an average episode of Pokemon, which is not, I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm saying this is okay. I do appreciate, you know what? I'm gonna give it 3.5 out of 5 because I appreciate how it really didn't drag on with anything. It said, hey, here's what's going on in the story. Okay, remember the partnership? Here's the partnership thing. Here's some little things about Liko tying it back to the pendant. By the way, here's what's going on with the villains or antagonists. And Bob's your uncle. Here we are. So 3.5 out of 5. It's a slightly above average because you wrapped up things in a nice, tidy manner. So now I'm looking forward to seeing what happened in episode 7. Yeah, episode 7. Sometimes these episodes I get mixed up. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what happens then. But please, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Are you enjoying Pokemon Horizons so far? I know I definitely, I'm enjoying it. It's nice I haven't watched Pokemon anime consistently in years, like since the Sinnoh era with all of that stuff. So it's nice, having something to look forward to watch every week. I'm glad that this is one of the animes that I've chosen to be one of my consistent ones. No regrets there. So please let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do not forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this one. Please take care of yourselves. Be good, be blessed. Wash those hands. All right. Wash those hands. Be clean. Be cleanly, be tidy. All right. Be good to yourselves, be good to others. Either way it goes, please don't be a jerk. All right. Stay safe. Realize that you're not alone out there. There's someone who cares about you and rather talk to you today than miss you tomorrow. So please, if you're feeling any kind of way, sad, lonely, make sure you reach out to somebody. I promise you, there's somebody out there who wants to talk to you. All right. My social medias are in the description down below. Feel free to follow me, hit me up, send me a message, be cool. And that's my own rule. Just be cool. So I'm Shane, guys, and I'll catch you later.